Welcome back to Home Improvement Woodworking. I'm working on a project right now to reproduce this mahogany leg, and I need to make sure I've got sharp tools for my turning. So I've got the CBN wheel I just purchased. I'm going to unbox it, put it on the grinding wheel, and show you how it works and why I bought it.
Our videos show you how to add value and character to your home.
This is the centerpiece of the room, so it really needs to visually work.
Learn how to get quality results that you'll be proud of. Welcome to Home Improvement Woodworking.
This CBN wheel is one of several products I'm reviewing, and I'll have separate videos on those. I'll leave you a link in the description below. One of them is this Wolverine Grinding Jig. This is for sharpening, and the other is this Air Shield Pro. Now, this grinding wheel for me is an expensive purchase, but something that's going to last me a lifetime. CBN wheels are really, really durable. So let's unbox it and see what's inside. Looks like we've got some hardware. Look at that. Ooh, it's quite heavy. So this is cast steel, and it has a surface on it that feels a little bit rough. And this has been added on here. This CBN material is about as tough, almost as tough as diamonds. So the great thing about this is this doesn't wear down, and it's going to remain flat. Unlike other grinding wheels, this surface won't be changing the profile. So this is why I said it's going to last me for years. Now I keep my grinder in a drawer, and it doesn't have dedicated floor space. I've got a cleat here on the mounting plate, and that goes right inside my vise, and it gives me a secure spot to put the grinder. I need to take off this side panel here, and there's some instructions, and we'll see how we get this wheel on. This grinding wheel I just took off is called a bonded abrasive, and it's a whole bunch of abrasive glued together, and it wears down over time. That ends up making a worn down profile, can set things out of alignment. So while this will work to sharpen tools, this is the preferred method of doing that. So this won't wear down, the profile won't change, and the material that's used in these, the bonded abrasive wheels, will heat up, whereas the CBN wheel won't heat up as much. So this is much better for working with steel. Even on those fine edges, you won't get burn marks. So I'll pull out the flange kit here, and we'll see what's inside. So we've got some instructions here for washers, the flange kit, and the wheel. Looks like we just stack them in, and away we go. Now I've got a problem because the wheel isn't turning. And if I look at this, this is a 3/4 inch wheel. This is a 1-inch wheel, and it looks like it should be fine, but the tool rest has a couple bolts that are touching the side of that wider wheel. So I'm going to take this off because I have a Wolverine sharpening jig that I'm going to be putting on here anyway, so I don't need that. So I'll take this off, and it should be able to spin. We can try it out. This is moving freely now, but I need to tighten this nut, and as I turn it, it just keeps turning. I don't have an arbor lock, and it just keeps turning. The opposite end, the nut goes the same direction, so that doesn't help me either. So the way to deal with this is to back it off about 1/4 and hang onto the wheel, and then snap it tight. that compresses this washer here to have a nice snug fit. So I'm going to put the plate on the side here to get it all protected, and then we'll start it up and see how it runs. Okay, well, I'm happy with how this wheel is set up. If you end up with an unbalanced wheel, you have a lot of vibration in the grinder, and you need to do some work to tweak that. This has worked out well in this case. So with a CBN wheel, because it's such a heavy piece of steel that the CBN material is applied to, it takes a long time for the grinder to wind down. So as I talk here, you'll notice it just keeps on going and going. But that's not an issue when you're sharpening your tools, because typically you sharpen the tool, get back to the lathe, you might be working 5 to 10 minutes with that same tool before you need to come back and sharpen it again. Now the next video I'm going to be working on is installing this Wolverine Grinding Jig. I used this and the CBN wheel at a Lee Valley workshop about how to sharpen your turning tools. I was really happy with them, so I bought them for my own workshop. And I'll get that set up, show you how it works, and you can see how this wheel cuts. Now one question you might have is, what grit wheel do you use? So for turning tools, you want an 80 grit wheel. That's enough aggressive cut to quickly touch up your tool, but it doesn't need to be really fine for doing turning work. So I hope this video has helped you in terms of understanding if a CBN wheel is something you want to add to your grinder. And I hope that you are interested in watching this grinder jig as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can click over here and click on the bell icon, and that will notify you every time we publish a video. Until next time, enjoy your time in the workshop.